That's about long.
Public comment? We will move on. Standing discussion committee. Board of Public Works.
Thank you, Your Honor. The September 11th Board of Public Works meeting was held. Meeting is called to order at 5:15. After the Pledge of Allegiance, there was no changes to the agenda. It was approved. There was no public input. Wastewater treatment update. Wastewater notes were included in the packet. Next was to approve and recommend Council Badger State Waste Hauling Contract. Ben Gruel went over the contract for the committee as part of his update. Badger State Waste was the only bidder for the waste hauling. Motion made, carried by all. Next was a review of the 2024 Public Works budget. Director Garsky went over the budget, explanation of increases for each area due to increase in the price of supplies, materials, training, wages, and associated benefits. No motion was made or taken. Next was to approve and recommend to council the vacation of a portion of easement for the Festival Foods addition. Director Garsky informed the committee of Festival Food putting on an addition and had a diagram showing how it will impede into the existing easement. Easement would be narrowed down to 43 feet. The easement houses a portion of the storm sewer, sanitary, and New London Utilities water main. In review of the plan, there should be no issues affecting access. Motion made, carried by all. Next was discussion on parking fee for overnight parking on city property. Director Garsky brought back to the committee a discussion for a fee to allow residents residing downtown to have an assigned spot or area to park. Upon further discussion involving several committee members, the Public Works should look into a policy and procedure for the parking fee. No motions made or taken at this time. Next was approve and recommend to council applying for the STP urban grant for Pearl Street. Director Garcia is recommending that the city reapplies for the STP urban grant, noting that the program is supposed to have funds that are to be anticipated to be significantly greater than the previous program cycles. This would be for the Pearl Street south of the bridge to Beacon Avenue. Motion was made and carried by all. Director's note, the director memo included in the packet and was reviewed by the board. Corey Iwart, Facilities Tech, 2 years of service on 9/7/23. Director Garcia updated the committee on anticipated timeframe, schedule, and construction related to the current downtown project. Future items discussed about the large item disposal services and the 24-hour parking fee. Being no further discussion, meeting was adjourned at 6:24. I would like to consider approval of the Badger State Waste for the management, hauling, and land application of treated municipal biosolids from the wastewater treatment plant.
Second.
Second by Mr. Gerger. Consider approval of contract with Badger State Waste for the management, hauling, and land of treatment municipal biosolids from the wastewater treatment plant. Any further discussion? Please cast your ballot.
Next, I'd like to consider approval of the vacation of the portion of the easement for the Festival Foods addition.
Second.
Second by Mr. Gerger. For approval of the vacation of a portion of the easement. Any further discussion? Yes, Pat.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Gress. On finance and personnel, Mr. Dorsey.
Finance and Personnel Committee met September 6th. Meeting was called to order at 5:15. Motion was made by Barrington, seconded by Roberts to approve the agenda. A motion was made to recommend to council approval of a resolution declaring official intent to reimburse expenditures from the proceeds of borrowing. Purpose of this resolution is to indicate that the money dispersed to the New London utility for replacement of lead service lines is used for that purpose. Jamie Gilson, the health insurance consultant, presented the results of the medical market analysis and the suggested alternates to the current broad plan network for the October 1st renewal. This three-plan approach will allow for employees to choose between plans to find a plan that most fits their healthcare needs. The wider the network and the health insurance plan, the more costly the plan and the higher the contribution by the employee. The Delta Dental and Dental Vision Plan premium and contributions remain unchanged for the new policy year. Motion was made by Besaw, seconded by Fache, to recommend to council the city continue with Robin Health Partners as the October 1st, 2023 carrier. And also to continue coverage with Delta Vision and Delta Dental. The 2022 year-end audit was presented by Brent Nelson, audit partner for Johnson and Block and Company. Mr. Nelson and City Finance Director Adke responded to questions. Upon completion of the questions of the 2022 audit, the committee thanked Mr. Nelson and Finance Director Adke and accepted the audit. City Administrator Hurth presented comparative data on pay for commission members, mayor, council, and poll workers. A motion was made by Roberts. Motion was made to recommend the council approval of $12 an hour for election workers and $15 an hour for the chief election workers. After discussion on mayor, council, and commission members' pay, city staff was directed to put together the suggested changes and updating ordinance 1343 and presenting at the next financial meeting on October 4th. The 2023 budget presentation will be held on Wednesday, November 1st at 5:15. Finance Director reviewed the monthly finance reports. The Finance Director report was also discussed. There will be no further business. Meeting adjourned at 7:07. Look for consider the approval of the monthly license list.
Second.
First, second by Mrs. Minkowski. Approval of monthly license list. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried by all.
Also like to consider and authorize a resolution declaring the official intent to reimburse expenditures from the proceeds of borrowing.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Dorsey,
Barrington.
Mr. Garrett. Authorize resolution declaring the official intent to reimburse the expenditures for proceeds of borrowing.
Consider approval of pay increases for pay rate for election inspectors of $12 an hour and $15 an hour for chief election inspectors.
Second. Made by Mr. Dorsey, seconded by Mr. Courier for approval of pay increase for pay rate for election inspectors of $12 an hour, $15 an hour for chief election inspection. Any further discussion? Please cast your ballots.
That is all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Dorsey. Park and Recreation, Mr. Beason.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Park and Rec Committee met on Tuesday, September 5th. Meeting was called to order at 5:15. After the pledge of allegiance, there being no changes to the agenda, motion was made by Richie, seconded by Hast to approve the agenda. Motion was carried by all 12-0. Public input, there's being none. Consider seasonal part-time wage schedule. Director Saul proposed a new wage schedule for the seasonal employees. There will be a base rate for the employee and will be increased depending on any credentials or experience they bring to the position. This also allows staff to be used across divisions at a comparable rate for the position they're hired for. Lisa asked about comparable wages with other municipalities. Director Soul explained that Stephen Lennon came in at the lower end compared to the other rural city government seasonal part-time positions. In comparison to the local private businesses, it is very difficult to match the hourly rates offered. To help retain seasonal help for following years, there is a longevity raise in the third year of consistent employment. Motion was made by Haas and seconded by Ritchie to approve the seasonal part-time wage schedule. The motion was carried by all, 12-0. Consider a 2024 fee schedule for approval. Director Saul proposed fee increases in the areas of the fee schedule to coordinate with the areas where staff wage increases occur. Areas not affected this year are Camp Hatton, park shelter reservations, and adult fitness classes. Motion made by Fache, second by Ritchie, to approve the 2024 fee schedule as presented. Motion was carried by all 12-0. Review the 2024 budget that will be recommended to council. Director Saul went over the budget that will be presented to council. Explanation of increases for each area due to the increase in the price, supplies, materials, wages, and dues. There is a few notes, but small decrease in the budget with postage, used equipment, and special events receiving donation support. No motion made or vote taken. Director's report. Director report was included in an agenda packet and reviewed by the committee. Additional comments, notes as follows. Update regarding research findings on a possible swim area. Stadium work should start in the next couple of weeks. The Newton Blackmore Trail DOT ribbon cutting September 27th at 3:30 at the Park and Ride off of River Road. The damage to the Newton Blackmore Trail fence has been repaired. Chairman report, Chairman Visaw, welcome Jack Kindinger, student member on the committee as a new student member, noting that we look forward for him being our eyes and ears for the youth of the committee. Future agenda items, continued research in the swim area, capital projects, special event permit changes, new park and recreation meetings to be held on Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023 at 5:15. There being no further discussion, Yeager moved, second by McGulty to adjourn the meeting at 6:01. Motion was carried by all 12-0. We'll look for consideration of approval of the seasonal part-time wage schedule.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Visaw, seconded by Mr. Dorsey. Further discussion? Yes, Alex.
I also would look for consideration to approve the 2024 fee schedule.
Second.
Mr. Visaw, seconded by Mr. Boucher for 2024 fee schedule. Any further discussion on that? Yes, Alex.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Visaw. Planning Commission, Mr. Ritchie.
The August 24th, 2023 meeting was called to order at 5:15. Attendance was Ritchie, Walbrook, Huntkey, Steingraber, and Herder. Others in attendance were Inspector Vincent, Court, Dorsey, Haas, Croy, Modolsky, Visaw. Group participated in the pledge of allegiance. The motion was made by Walbrook to adopt the agenda. The July 27, 2023 meeting minutes were reviewed. A correction was noted that the name Grabino was misspelled. The minutes have been amended to correct the spelling. A motion was made by Steingraber to accept the minutes with the correction was made and seconded by Walbrook. The first action on the agenda item was to review the mural proposal by the Art League. The zoning administrator provided a mock-up of the proposal based on the information provided by the Art League member, Season Paulson. There was a discussion about possible making it a requirement for the commission to receive approval by adjacent building owners. The group decided it's best for the Art League to deal with those type of issues. A motion was made by Steingraber to approve the mural, seconded by Mary Herder, carried by all. The second action item was the CSM certified survey map for a lot line adjustment on a shared property boundary between 1710 Pershing Road and 1702 Pershing Road. The motion was made by Mayor Herder to approve the CSM. The motion was seconded by Walbert, carried by all. The third action item on the agenda was a draft of a proposed chicken ordinance amendment. Dave Vincent provided a copy of the ordinance amendment proposed draft. There was a lot of discussion from the board, the pros and cons, and recommending or taking no action on the proposal. There were a couple of items that were presented to the change to change the draft. After the corrections were agreed upon, the mayor, Mark Herder, made a motion to forward the recommendation to the council for adoption. Hunskey seconded the motion, and vote was taken by the voting members. There were 6 ayes that consisted of Mayor Mark Herder, Hunskey, Walbrook, Dorsey, Bisson, and Haas. No votes were Croy, Ritchie, Steingraber, and Bogowski. Fourth item was a continued discussion about a proposed conditional use grant for Victory Church to continue leasing space to Crystal Falls activities. The city provided a copy of the minutes from the November 30th, 2017 Planning Commission meeting that shows the conditional use was granted for the use at the time of the grant was petitioned. Part of the requirements to approve another conditional grant based on new information provided by Victory Church is to hold a public hearing and also notify property owners within 100 feet from the property boundaries of the change of the use request. The public hearing has been scheduled to take place at the September 28, 2023 Planning Commission meeting. The next meeting date has been scheduled for Thursday, September 28, 2023. The motion was made by Herder, seconded by Steingraber to adjourn the meeting at 6:28. Okay, looking for a motion for considering approval of an ordinance amending the municipal code to allow for the keeping of chickens, first reading.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Ritchie, seconded by Mr. Hess. Approval of the ordinance amending the minutes to allow for the keeping of chickens, first reading. Discussion. Yes, Val. That motion is carried. 7 yes.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Ritchie. Development, Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. The New London Economic Development Committee met Tuesday, August 29th. The meeting was called to order at 5:15. The minutes for the July 25th were reviewed and approved. No public comment was provided. The committee continued discussion about marketing and updating a price to sell property in the Northeast Business Park. The conversation revolved around different types of uses the committee would like to see developed. The consensus was to start with an asking price of $20,000 per acre, but is negotiable based on the development. Hearth will put together some formal documentation for the committee to review at a future meeting. Hearth informed the committee that staff was working on drafting the city's 2024 budget and asked if members had any focuses they would like to see financed in next year's budget. Ideas revolved around marketing a digital billboard in the Fox Valley once the Highway 15 project is completed, a business sign in the Northeast Business Park, continuing an annual stuffer in the utility bills to create awareness about business-related successes in the city, encouraging more missing middle housing developments, and ways to support North Water Street businesses during the next year's street construction. Chamber Directors report. The Nails and Spa Lounge at 1275 North Shaw Street has reopened. The new retail development just south of Subway continues. The developer is signing leases and is opening a drop-a-go facility, which is designed to drop off laundry, Amazon, UPS, FedEx, Speedy, etc. The concept will be you drop it off, we'll wash it, package it, or ship it. Kapitsky and Hirth met with the new owners of Dragon's Den and reported they have some great ideas for other developments in New London. The community cupboard is expanding into a bigger room in the Washington Center. A new owner is planning to open a new sandwich shop on North Water Street in the next few months. More details to come. City Minister's report. Kapitsky and Hirth are planning a downtown business walk in the next few weeks. The city is hosting a regional networking meeting with the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation on Thursday, September 14th, to talk about downtown property rehab and marketing. Future agenda items were discussed. The next meeting will be Tuesday, September 26th, 2023 at 5:15. It was motion to adjourn and carried by all. That is all I have, Your Honor.
Next on the agenda is meeting and reports distributed. And we'll stand as read your packets. On to reports of officers and recent events. Start off with the year's announcements. First, I'd like to congratulate all service anniversaries. Thank them for their support. Then I'd also like to make appointments to the Utilities Commission, Mr. Barrington and Mr. Wally Schmidt. That is all that I have for now. City Administrator, Mr.
Thank you, Your Honor. Tonight, I just got a bunch of thank yous. First of all, I want to send a huge thank you out to the Chevy Classic Car Club, the Lions Club, and especially the Chamber, April, Sophia, and India at the Chamber, for putting on some great events a couple weekends ago. A lot of you attended the Classic Car Show on Friday night and then the Fall Fest. It takes a lot of work. If you've never done an activity like that, it takes a lot of work, a lot of planning. Put in those events, and both of them were a huge success. So I want to thank both of them, or all those people involved in that, for those events. And then thank you for our downtown construction. We're kind of wrapping up to the ending phases of our construction. Robert's going to kind of talk about that a little bit, but a thank you, number one, to the community, just for putting up with the construction, still supporting the downtown businesses. We truly thank you for that. Our business owners and property owners in the downtown for being supportive of what we're trying to do with that, and putting up with the noise and the sound and the noise and the vibrations. We thank you for that. And then for staff, I know in the front office, like Nicole gets calls, Ginger's been involved, and our park staff, street staff, but especially Rob. If you don't know, Rob is spending a lot of time in North Water Street. I think you know every inch of that street by far by the end of this project. Rob has gone above and beyond from what I've seen, helping out with the downtown reconstruction. So thank you for that. And that's all I have.
Chief of Police, Mr. Schuler.
Oh, I guess a couple anniversaries tonight. Ashley Bosk was 16 years, Grant Gosh, 2 years, and Steve Elliott, 5 years.
Thank you. Director of Public Works, Mr. Garsky, you're on.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have some downtown updates. The downtown construction is actually running a little ahead of schedule. The temporary concrete repairs that they did on the sidewalks on North Water Street actually moved along quicker than anticipated. So they should be wrapping up by probably around noon tomorrow. From there, they will actually start forming some of the sidewalks that are gonna make up the new sidewalks that go around the new parking lot. The group probably has about 2 days of prep left in that area. After that, they'll move out onto St. John Street to install the water main from Park to North Water Street. Next week, the week of September 25th through the 29th, at some point in time, they'll be doing the temporary asphalt overlay of North Water Street. I know we're all waiting for that. I did not get a specific date yet, but things seem to be moving up, so I'm hoping it's a little bit earlier in the week. They were thinking later in the week, so as soon as I get a date, I will update not only the website, but have it put on Facebook and probably go downtown like I have been, trying to update as many businesses as I can. The temporary asphalt that they're gonna put down will mean that there will be some temporary closures, excuse me, of the two main intersections, both at separate times, but to make those intersections last, they're actually gonna bring it down 2 inches and put a 2-inch temporary repair, being that it's highly traveled. A lot of turning and that happens at those intersections. So to make them last through next year, there'll be a little more prep time in those intersections versus the main length of street, which will just get that 1-inch repair. And I'd like to jump on board too and say thank you for, I mean, as disturbing as it has been down there, most of my communication with businesses and property owners has been outstanding. So I just like to say thanks. And that's all I have here.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Director of Park and Recreation, Mrs. Sullivan.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're inviting the community to join us in a ribbon cutting to celebrate putting the new in Newton Blackmore on Wednesday, September 27th at 5:30 p.m. We'll have a few words, cut the ribbon, and then the public is more than welcome to enjoy the official inaugural walk or pedal on the trail. I'm sure some have already been out there enjoying it with the beautiful weather. And then the senior center is looking for dart ball players to join their team on Wednesdays at the senior center. If you're interested in that, contact Lori at 982-8522. And then October pool and fitness schedules are out. You can find them online on our website at newlondonwi.org. And then last but not least, the Park and Rec service anniversaries for September are Morgan Gerges with 5 years of service with the city. And then Pat Guyette is celebrating 9 years with the city. And I would like to congratulate him on his retirement on October 9th. So looking forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just a reminder, water crews will be flushing hydrants September 25th through the 28th. On September 11th, we had a service leak at 1013 Lawrence Street. Our crews repaired that leaky service. On 9/15 at 9:52 p.m. at 1702 Pershing Road, we had a report of half power. Crews responded in the heavy rain and changed that service out. And lastly, I'd like to recognize Mike Pinch, my water supervisor, for 26 years of service. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Bassett. Fire Chief, Mr. Welford.
We have one anniversary to recognize it, be Ryan Fedorowski for 13 years.
Thank you, Mr. Nothing left on the agenda. We're adjourned.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion made by Mr. Roberts,
Second.
second by Mr. Shea. All in favor?